going, baby? How you living? How you living?
I really like to take this challenge for myself, aside of just being a musician.
She had a swishy jacket and some thing in her head.
Even it's really big for you.
Yeah, it's like the size of me.
Don't worry, I won't say anything stupid. I hope. It's just like a crazy metal band, like shooting everything up.
My advice is forget the movies and look for a good job.
My daughter is going to sleep, so I needed to say goodnight to her.
I don't want terrible things to always be happening to me and my children, you know.
I think I was more nervous when the movie was premiering and coming out, because then I realized that people actually had to see it.
Nice to escape the studio. We have the beautiful, sunny, not sunny English countryside behind us.
This country and this world can do a whole lot better.
Wow, what a presentation.
Right, like I want people to know that you didn't just show up now.
That's where the idea of the pancake came from.
But you're the only person ever who has ever asked me that question. Ever.
Oh, wow.
We said our love would never die. No.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Mark Sugiyama from Eclectic Arts, based here in Seattle, Washington, the United States of America. And thank you so much for joining me on this Monday, the 26th of July, 2021. It's kind of crazy to believe that we're almost to August of this year. The timeline seems to be just kind of whizzing by. And so I'm really excited to get to my interview today. My guest today is a longtime musician in the metal scene. His brand new musical project released their debut album, Come One, Come All, on August 6th on Frontiers Music. Please welcome to the Eclectic Arts Virtual Studio, Mirka from Circus of Rock.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. It's good to be here on your show. So.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate you spending a few minutes with me to talk about the album and the process and everything else. So let's kind of jump into it. I know that you were mentioning to me pre-show that the songs were something that you started working on last year before you started getting the tracks from the collaborators and that kind of thing. What was kind of the idea behind doing this album originally?
Actually, a few years ago, I started to think about recording a solo album. However, I didn't want to do just a traditional solo album. That's because often people often think a solo album is mainly to allow the musicians to show their fantastic skills and magnificent instruments, but I wanted to focus more on great songs, and I also wanted to include many fantastic friends with whom I have played over the years and on this album, and in addition, a couple of great guest singers. Some people made a promise at the time, but then there was all sorts of other rushes in my own life, and it didn't happen at the moment. But in early 2020, I decided that now I have to do it because next month I'm going to be 50, and I wanted it to come out on same time.
Okay, yeah, and happy early birthday to you.
Yes, yes, and definitely.
And that's quite a birthday present to yourself to put out the Circus of Rock album. So, you mentioned that there's a lot of friends and people that you've played with in the past that you wanted to incorporate into this album. How did you figure out who's going to sing on what track and who's going to play? Was that up to you? Was that up to the label? A little bit of both?
Yeah, it was. In the end, I had almost 40 singers and players that were going to be on the album. so it was big project to come, and as last summer we had all the songs and demos ready, and it was a bit of challenge to keep everything in order when it comes to sessions, but what can I say? When I decided that who sings this song and who plays this song, so it was big project to handle, because at the beginning I didn't know who's the right person to play and which song, so I really have to check whose voice fits to song and things like that. So there was a lot of big puzzle first to check out how this works to everybody. So it wasn't easy. I can say that.
Yeah, I can only imagine, like you said, with so many different singers and musicians, and then trying to see whose voice is going to fit what song, and then also potentially schedules as well, and all those factors. I can only imagine. I think it was even said something in the press release about that. Once you had like the drums and a lot of the instrumentation done, all these tracks started coming in, so you were having to figure out.
Yeah. That actually, you can imagine that the file traffic was absolutely huge when each one had more than final track to work on. So together with the audio engineer and mixer Kimo Ahola, we had to make a real-time diary online that what tracks have come and what has been loaded onto the machine. Otherwise, we would have gotten lost with them. There were hundreds of them. So yeah, it was a hell of a job.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It's having so many things come in, and obviously you don't want to lose track of a key track that could be really great, or maybe a certain take of a vocal. It's like, oh, gotta make sure that we we listen to that one and see if that's going to be the best one for this song. And gosh, that's just a huge undertaking. But here we are, where it's roughly a week and a half away from being officially released to everyone in the world on the 6th of August. How are you? Is there? Obviously, it's got to be a really great feeling of accomplishment, but is there also anything else? I know a lot of times for artistic people like myself, you kind of look back at your project and it could be like something, oh, I wish we could have had a little bit more time for this, or maybe we could have gone back and fixed that or remixed this part. Is there anything at this point, or you just know I'm completely satisfied right now and I'm good?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, but there, how can I say that? Because every song and the mixing was ready in the beginning of this year, and it took 1 year to make this all ready. So sorry for my English. So I have to think about what I say. But yeah. So it was a big project. So, but I'm so happy now that everything is done. But I'm still because it's half in a year when the mixing is ready. So I'm just now I'm ready to make a new album now. So so I'm ready now to do next album. So I have rest a lot enough. So yes.
Okay, yeah, no, and that makes sense, because as you're working on something, and like you said, you started mixing this over 6 months ago. So then by 6 months has passed, and you're like, well, I'm working on this. We're trying to finish it. It's coming out, And now I've got time to actually feel like I'm ready to kind of get the juices flowing again and start working on the next thing, because for the fans, they won't hear this until next Friday, a week from this Friday. But then for you, you've been living with this for not just the mixing period, but also the songwriting period, and when you were doing your own recording last year. So it's like it's a long period of time. So it's kind of like I love this. I'm so happy about it, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm already kind of on to the next project, the next idea.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, actually, if I talking about the recordings went very well, and you don't have to worry about as much about the restrictions when almost everyone, does their part either in their own home studio or in another studio. So it's so nice and easy in the modern era. So you don't have to see other people. So everybody just send the tracks and it's so easy to work with them.
That's very true. I mean, it's not like back in the 80s where you like physically needed to be in a studio to make anything work. You can't just send a file through a computer.
That's so easy now. So it's so nice.
Yeah, it is nice. And I'm curious about, so did you write every song on this album, or did you collaborate with anybody, or did you do all of it?
No, actually, I asked for songs from other composers to make sure they were certainly very good, because I wouldn't necessarily be able to do them myself. I myself composed some points here and there, and I am a strong arranger in them, but the main structure is from the composers themselves, and they sent me some pretty well-made demos that were adapted as needed, and there wasn't much to do about the few songs. They were so good already that final version were almost played straight like a demo. Of course, every player and singer brings their own tones and styles to them, but so the demos always change somewhat. But I composed something, but not so much. Also, I wrote some lyrics, but I wrote only a fraction of the lyrics on the album myself, and some of them contain the idea I gave the writer, and some of them don't. I was originally supposed to write a little more lyrics for the album, but when I got the demos with great lyrics, I decided what was the point of changing them anymore. To be honest, I have no compulsive need to get credits for myself.
Okay, yeah, no, that's great that some of the demos that came in musically and lyrically were so good. It's like, we don't really need to change much of this kind of thing. We can just call that good and move on to the next demo and kind of see, well, this one kind of needs some work. And it brings up a point for me that one of the songs I really liked, it has the most interesting title on the record to me, which is Plywood Covered Windows and Crappy Shoes. What can you tell me about that song? Because it's a great song, but I'm just curious about the title and everything else.
Yeah, title is the writer of the song is his name is Eritis, and he just wanted to write a song which tells about me, like he see me. So he wanted to make, and it's a kind of a story about my life. And for his words, It's not my lyrics, so for it's about his story about my life. So that's why when he sent it to me, I just checked the title and what is this? What is this title? This is not the title of the song. And he said, yes, it should be like this. I said, okay, it should be like this. So, but yeah, it's story of my life. More or less. I don't know.
Okay, no, that's great, and because even with the title of Circus of Rock for this project, that particular title, I mean, it covered plywood covered windows. I mean, like something's boarded up. I understand that, but the crappy shoes part could be like if you're homeless, but it could also mean maybe like some old clown shoes or something. Could be crappy shoes too. That kind of fits the theme of the circus. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I can say that, but I don't know what does it mean actually. But yeah.
Okay, and then for those out there that are watching this or that are new to it, the music video for "Desperate Cry" came out a while ago, featuring Johnny on vocals from Hardline. What was that video shoot like? Did you guys do that? I assume this year, as things have kind of opened up a bit more, so you can kind of be together to film it, or how did that work?
Actually, we filmed in maybe in I think it was in April, but there was because there's a the keyboard player is from Poland and the Johnny is from US, so we have to film it like Johnny film it in his home at his home and the keyboard player at his home and other 3 players we film it here, so then we just mixed all together and that's how we have to work then. So because we didn't have a possibility to come together, so that was the story behind the video.
Okay, yeah. Now I think about it, you basically only see Johnny's head, so he could have been anywhere in the video. And then I didn't even realize that the keyboard player. Now I think about, they show that those scenes where you don't really see him intermixing with the band. It's the rest of the guys. Okay.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, and of course because of COVID we can't travel, so that's was the one reason for that. But I don't know, is there any sense that Johnny fly from US to Finland to just to shoot only video? So there's no sense. But I think it works like this. It's okay.
Yeah, and with the magic of editing, you can just edit things together so it looks like, I think they're actually. I actually, again, I thought you guys were initially there together.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah, so it worked.
Good editor, very good editor. Yeah,
absolutely. That editor needs a raise. Did a good job.
Yeah.
Another song that I really like is the one that closes the album, which is "Tears of the Clown." And what can you tell me about that particular song?
Actually, "Tears of the Clown" is it's a ballad song. We can say it's a ballad, and I like the song a lot. It's written by Roope Riihijärvi from Brother Fire Tribe, if you know the band, but he's the guitarist of the band, and he wrote the song. And I just want one ballad for the album, so Tears of the Clown was the what he wrote to me, and actually it's my lyric in the song, so it's I think it's pretty nice song, and it's very good end for the album. I think it fit really well for the ending, so I like the song. It's great ballad, and it's a a little bit Whitesnake stylish song, but we are not reinvent the wheel, so I think it's so I think it's great song.
Yeah, I agree, and everyone has their influences, and they're going to come out. When we're talking about this pre-show, that we're children of the '80s, so depending on what kind of influences you have, they're going to come out. And you're right. I think what's nice about that song as the last track on the album is that it kind of, for me, reminded me of like when the circus tent gets all kind of packed away, and then they travel to the next town. So it kind of has this kind of really nice but a little bit melancholy feel to it, and so I think it was like a perfect song to be the last song on the album.
Yeah, I think so, because the circus has left the town and moving to the next one. So yeah, it's good there. Where is it now? So it's final track it. But I didn't want to, not so not so more ballad songs for the album, just one, because I think it's because there is so much different songs on the album, so I think it's good that there's only one ballad. Maybe on next album, maybe there's 2 or 3, but now it's only one. So I think it's good idea.
Yeah, and I would agree with that, and you're right. For those people that haven't had a chance to check out the music yet, that there's a lot of styles of rock, hard rock, metal on this, which is really great. So it's not one note at all. It's got a lot of different flavors, a lot of different styles to it. And so if you like variety, then you're gonna love this with everything that's been incorporated to it. So as we kind of wrap this up, I'm also curious, where did the name Circus of Rock come from?
Yeah, actually, the name of the project came about quickly when I wondered what would describe such a big project and the whole industry as well. The whole industry, well, to be honest, there's also touch of irony behind the name. And I think this whole music world is like a circus, touring the world and involved in business with all kinds of characters, jugglers, freaks, for better or worse. So, then I feel like a clown there in the middle of this all madness. If you understand what I mean, this is irony. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great, and that makes perfect sense, especially for someone like yourself that's been in the business for so long. You've seen it all, and it's got to be kind of crazy at times.
Yeah, it's over 30 years now, and I think it has been it's pretty long time, and so when I started, there wasn't internet or mobile phones, or you remember this, so it wasn't things have changed a lot, as everyone knows. There the CD is dead now, but luckily the basic idea of heavy metal music hasn't changed so badly, which is great. But the albums just don't sell anything anymore, so it's quite a hobby and a way of life. But it's still fun.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and I totally remember those days when there wasn't mobile phones, and there wasn't anything digital. It was all analog, and you had to hunt to find some of your some of the records, the kind of things that you want to put into your collection. It wasn't at your fingertips by any means.
Yeah.
So to wrap this up, what is there any more music videos coming? Is there anything else coming along related to the album once it comes out on the 6th of August?
Yeah, there's a third single coming on 6th of August, and the music video as well, and it's a song called Crossroads, which we made a music video. Actually, maybe 3 weeks ago we filmed it, and it's ready now. I just sent it to Frontiers Records today, actually. So it's ready, and it's a it's not the playing video. There's no any playing. There's only Pasi Rantanen who sings the songs, and there was me and our bass player who are the actors on the video. So it's like a small movie. So I'm just waiting my Oscar Grammy from that.
Well, that sounds awesome. I can't wait to see that when it debuts. And Mirka, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about Circus of Rock, and congratulations on that, and also your 50th birthday next month, and all of this coming together. So I can't wait for the world to hear this.
Thank you very much. I'm really appreciated this, and good luck to you in the future.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night over there.
Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.